You know, Mama don't allow no piano players in this house. No, Mama don't allow no piano players in this house. Hey, I don't care what my mama don't allow. We're gonna allow this piano player in this house. Mama don't allow no piano players in this house.
If you ask this famous sideman who has played for over 50 years among the best, who is the best, he's likely to say that he's had the most fun playing with his friend J.J. Cale. He says to keep it fun with the many other great artists he's accompanied is a fine mixture of mutual respect among the right people at the right time, sprinkled with a little luck. Rocky Frisco is born Don Roscoe Joseph III to Don and Ruth Joseph in St. Louis, Missouri, July 26, 1937. His father is a test pilot for Curtiss Wright Aircraft Company and takes the family to Tulsa in 1940, having taken a job as a pilot for Shell Oil. Rocky begins to teach himself accordion and ukulele at age 8, but the idea of formal piano lessons fade at the beginning of the first lesson. The teacher refuses to hear music the 8-year-old has already worked up by himself. But things really go sour when she hurtfully forces his hands onto the keyboard into the so-called proper position. Rocky runs out as she declares, "You'll never amount to anything." But music is in Rocky's soul, and by 1952 he's playing guitar, piano, and French horn at church events. After playing some clubs while in the Army, Rocky sits in with Tulsa band leader and Oklahoma Music Hall of Famer Flash Terry and begins to gain respect among area musicians for his skill, versatility, and insight. Terry later remarks, Rocky is the most colorblind musician he ever met. Rocky joins Gene Crose in the Rockets in 1957, where his high school friend J.J. Cale plays guitar. Over the next year, other engagements take Rocky beyond the Tulsa city limits in shows that include music pioneers like the Everly Brothers and Chuck Berry. Back in Tulsa, Rocky does shows with Johnny Lee Wills at Kane's Ballroom.
The cute little boy to his bebop baby. Let's paint the town red and adorn it, yeah.
Early in the summer of '58, J.J. Cale invites Rocky to a recording session and ends up with a contract. In July of '58, Rocky's day job is at KOME Radio in Tulsa. The station sends him on a publicity stunt that gains national attention. He rides 7 days on a bicycle from Tulsa to Killeen, Texas, to interview Elvis Presley. The sunburned Rocky gets the interview, and Elvis even hires a photographer. Rocky's music career gathers more momentum in '58 as he joins the Four Flames to work in a club in Scranton, Pennsylvania. When the leader of the band leaves the group, Rocky continues playing and takes over the group's business. In 1959, they release an album, The Big Ten, with Rocky on vocals and piano. In 1961, Rocky learns that his representatives have been embezzling his profits, and he leaves the music business for 8 years. During that time, he works for Litton and IBM. He takes up sports car racing and becomes a qualified driver, a skill that he is sure has helped make him a safer driver. But you don't get to Carnegie Hall by playing it safe all the time. In 1969, Rocky is through working for the man and straps up to take another lap on the track, the music track, that is. Rocky picks up the rigorous work ethic and principled approach to music he started in the 50s and takes it through the next 25 years with a variety of projects. In 1977, his social conscience begins to seep into the music with the album For Our Children, The Black Fox Blues. He joins the Betsy Smithtle Band in 1979 and plays with Betsy's bands off and on until 1988, when she leaves to play with her brother, Garth Brooks. He joins up with Tommy Overstreet and his band at the Sooner Music Festival in 1985. In 1994 and 96 and 2004, the track gets even faster. When old friend J.J. Cale needs a sideman, he knows and trusts and can play from the heart on his music. Rocky accepts his invitation for tours that take him across the U.S., Canada, and Europe. On one occasion, he shares the stage with Eric Clapton, and a special stop for that piano teacher who said somebody wasn't going anywhere. Carnegie Hall in 1996. He appears in several feature films, including a crotchety old man with a bad attitude in Melvin. Biblical roles for the Zion 7 Report from Willie George Ministries, and the part of Grandpa Pritchard in the remake of Where the Red Fern Grows. Rocky says some of his best experiences come out of the associations with the great regional talent like Tom Skinner, the Red Dirt Rangers, and the Kevin Ferris Band, as well as newer groups like Higher Education with Dustin Pitley and Jesse Aycock. He says it's a real kick to be the old guy up there on stage next to talented newcomers.
He's got a great personality. There's nothing dull about Rocky. He'll talk about anything. You mention a subject, and Rocky will talk about it. He plays guitar and piano. A lot of people think we get off the bus. A lot of people think he's Willie Nelson. He kind of has a Willie Nelson kind of a persona.
It's that genuine, personal approach which Rocky has sewn into his being that attracts other genuine people to work and play around him. Steve Pryor says he likes to have Rocky on board for his projects for his roadside manner almost as much as his musicianship. A level head in a world that is anything but level. The fifth decade of Rocky's music career continues with his collaboration on J.J. Cale's To Tulsa and Back DVD, released in 2005. In 2003, he begins service on the board of directors of the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame, and in 2008, he's inducted into the Oklahoma Blues Hall of Fame. Tonight, Rocky Frisco, we welcome you into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame as the 2009 recipient of the Eldon Shamblin Session Musician Award.
Until in every raindrop is where I will be, till all of the rivers run dry, and I'm the last tear in your eye, so I won't have to tell you goodbye.